to today's tea leaf reading stream. So this is the second tea leaf reading stream. So do bear in mind we are still practicing right now. But yeah, so we do have two priority members right now, which is Marianne and Rain. And we have some priority subscribers, Shahat, AA, and Kita, Fire and Water, Sadia, and Carol Bell as well. So we'll just see how it goes, see who comes in. I know not everybody is available at this time, but it should be a good time for IST. So really hoping that a lot of you guys do get your readings. So we'll begin to make a list. We'll do, so my kettle's just boiling, so sorry if that's loud. There we go, I think it's done. And can you hear the music? Let me know. Okay, so Marianne and Rain are kind of, oh, I need new paper. This one's kind of full. Oh, there we go. Oh, I have space. Okay, so last time we did only manage to get 4 readings in, so we'll just see how it goes. So what I will do is I'm going to do the list in order of who is in now, but if we do get Marianne or Rain in, we may push them up since they did wait on the last one and I have put them on priority. But so we'll have a list of members and non-members. So do bear in mind, if you are not a member, it's not super likely that you will get a reading since I am a little bit slow with them right now. I'm just learning. But you will get a reading at some point, but we are prioritizing members at the moment. So let's just see who we have in. We have Damini. Damini, are you wanting a reading? We have Damini. We have Jumini, who is going in the non-member list. Jasmine. So hopefully we'll get more than 4 today. Hopefully it will be a little bit better than that, but we'll see. Carolyn, hello and welcome. If you would like one, please let me know. I'll put Carolyn in the non-members list. Mecca, you can go in there too. Suns and Shweta. F, hello and welcome. Oh, Marianne is here. Marianne, I should have left room for you. Marianne will be first. And we'll just see if Rain comes in. Can I just block this person? There you are, I've blocked that person. Okay. When will we change? Hello and welcome. So we are doing tea leaf reading. So today is tea leaf reading, guys. Yeah, so if you would like a tea leaf reading, let me know. I'll put you on the list, but we will just have to see how many we get through. If you do not get a reading today, you will get a reading, okay? So I'm going to keep doing this stream because I'm really practicing. I'm really trying to hone in on this divination practice of tea leaf reading. So there'll be many streams of this. So yes, if you would like it, I will put you on there. So let's see, we have Sarumi, and we have When Will We Change as well. So yeah, that's the non-members list. I was born female, so yeah, strange question to ask, but yes, I was born female. Okay, so I think that's it for now. So, but yeah, guys, if you are new, it is tea leaf reading. tea leaf reading. So last time was really great because everybody kind of chipped in. So there is a few rules to kind of how you read the cup, but there's also, you know, you can use your kind of intuition with the different signs and symbols that you see as well. So we will be doing that. You guys are very welcome to suggest if you see any signs or symbols. There are many signs and symbols to look at in the book, but of course I'm trying to hone in on the practice enough to let my intuition override, you know, strictly what the book says. So we don't want to go strictly on what the book says, but but yeah. So just practicing right now. So just do bear that in mind. Do please have some patience with me as I am practicing. Um, Martin Bone, are you wanting to be on the list? There's quite a lot of people on the list, so you may not get one today. But guys, please do like the video, because the videos with the most likes, it shows me what you really like, what you really want to see more of. So even if you're not getting a even if you're not getting a reading today, the more likes on the video encourages me to keep going, to keep doing this type of stream. So if you really like this type of stream, do like the video, and you'll be sure to get a reading eventually. So VK says, can you read Pine Leaves in Lawn? You can literally read anything. I know that's like a kind of a troll question, but you can read anything. It's all about your own, it's all about putting your own kind of gift, abilities, guidance, intuition, and everything like that into what you're looking at, into your interpretation. And yeah, you can like read anything pretty much. Um, so yeah, so if you want a reading, just let me know and you'll be on the list. If we don't get to you today, there will be a priority, and I will make sure that I do get to some subscribers at some point. I know we are prioritizing members, but we'll get to some subscribers at some point. So the list at the moment: Marianne, Damini, Jasmine, Jumini, Carolyn, Megha, Suns, Shweta, Sarumi, and When Will We Change? That is the list. So yeah, it's quite a lot. Probably won't get through all of it, but we will just see how we go. So let's begin with Marianne then. I believe Marianne is here. So the kettle is boiled and we have our, I'm still using this one at the moment. I didn't get my Earl Grey yet, like I said that I would. Intuitively, I am guided to use Earl Grey. But yes, I will use this at the moment. And it works, you know, it still works, but some tea leaves are better than others. So this isn't the best, but it's okay to practice with. So we take a spoonful, and maybe you can't see the mug really well, the teacup, sorry, really well, because it's like behind the chat, but we do just put the spoonful in there. So that's all the herbs in there. And then I'm just going to fill water up to the black line, that black line there. So I have my hot water here. So this is for Marianne. So Marianne, if you're having a specific question that you're wanting for the reading, you can keep that in mind. You can post it in the chat, whatever you want. But the thing with the tea leaf reading, it can be a little general, where the kind of symbols lie, where it falls, should I say, where the tea leaves fall. So in in person, I should say, not real, in an in-person tea leaf reading, Pooja, hello, welcome. Carolyn, thank you so much. I like the compliment, thank you. Extra joyful, yes. So Pooja, yeah, so I put you on the list. You are a member, so you should get a reading today. We did 4 last time, so I think we should get at least 4 done. So it's Marianne, Damini, Jasmine, Pooja, and then our subscriber list that I read out before. I think we will get at least 4 done because we got 4 last time. But yeah, beginning with Marianne. Marianne is priority at the moment. So like I was saying, so when I'm doing your reading, if you have any specific question, anything you want guidance on, you're welcome to think of that in your mind, say it out loud, even put it in the chat if you want to. But yeah, like I said, the reading can be quite general, depending on where the herbs fall in the teacup. It all just really depends. It's what the tea leaves kind of want you to know. So in a in-person tea leaf reading, if Marianne was here with me, she would be drinking the tea or taking a sip at least. You know, you want to kind of take a sip. But what you want to do is kind of make sure you're kind of mixing it up a little bit. I did use the spoon to mix it up just now. So you can do that. I will not be drinking the tea because then I'll put my energy into it, and then the reading might be based around kind of me and my energy. So whilst Marianne is not here, I do have my bowl handy where I'll be pouring the water. So guys, your water's going to go in here. Unfortunately, you can't be drinking it because unfortunately you're not with me. But we'll see. Guided by Universe. Yes, you can be added to the members list. So you're number 5 at the moment. So hopefully we do get to you. We did only get through 4 last time, but we're going to try to get more than 4. So Kieran, hello and welcome. So yeah, so when we feel like Marianne's energy has soaked into the herbs a little bit, into the water, we then pour the cup out. So Marianne, are you still here? Just want to check that you're still here, so I'm not reading for no one. So Marianne, if you're still here, please say just say something in the chat. Kieran, yeah, you can be added to the list because we might have to. Oh, I need the vervain as well. So we cleanse. We cleanse. I've cleansed already, of course, with my I used incense today. I have cleansed today. You can use whatever you feel drawn to for cleansing. And in between each reading, I will be cleansing. I've been using vervain to cleanse in between each tea leaf reading, but you could use a crystal, you could use incense. It's what you feel guided to, you know? But we have our vervain for our cleansing. So yeah, I need Marianne. Okay, yes, Marianne, you're here. That's great because I'm feeling it's your energy here. I didn't really want to change that. Great. So Kieran, you're added to the list. It goes Marianne, Damini, Jasmine, Pooja, guided by Universe, and then Kieran. Okay. So hopefully we do get through all of those. We'll see. So we now pour away the water as we feel Marianne's energy in here, and you want to pour away the water quite upright, you know, because you don't want to be purposefully or accidentally kind of leaning the herbs to one side, if that makes sense. But you'll see that they can move around a little bit when they're kind of wet anyway. So pour this away. Oh. I did that kind of wrong. I didn't try to save any of the hold on. I didn't try to save any of the herbs. I need to kind of not let it all drain out. I need to so bear with me. We will just do that once more. I didn't make this mistake last time. I did it right last time. Okay. Yeah, so you don't want all the herbs to leave the cup, of course. So you're trying to get some herbs to remain in the cup. So generally you might use well, it depends how you do it. It depends. Like I'm just putting a spoonful of herbs in the cup, but you can use things like teacups and you know any kind of strainer kind of thing, you know, like a cafetiere maybe. But you don't really want the mesh in there. You don't really want to strain the herbs out too much. So that was my mistake just now. So sorry, Marianne, but we will pour this water away whilst keeping some of the herbs. Okay. Okay. So that is how we have at the moment. The herbs in the cup come out like this. There's a few around the cup, a little bit messy that one. But yeah, so I got it right this time, sorry Marianne. But like I said guys, I am just practicing, so bear with me. So once you have strained the teacup and you have herbs left, they'll be in some kind of formation, it's always different. If you check the last stream, it was a little bit different. You might still have a little bit of water, you can see. There's a little bit of water left in the bottom of the cup. That's fine. We tip the cup this way on the saucer, so that's why we have a saucer. And we turn it now 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then we want to, you will leave it until you feel comfortable that it's drained enough and that the herbs have formed correctly. So kind of use your intuition with that. But I'm already feeling like it's good. I'm already feeling like it's, you know, it's ready. So that's for Marianne. So we will look at what we have. There we are. Guided by Universe, thank you so much. So greatly appreciate super stickers and super chats, guys. Of course, it's not necessary, but I do greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much. There we are. So this is how we have the tea leaves form on Marianne's teacup. So As we read a tea leaf reading, we start from the handle and we go clockwise. So that's how we read it. That's how you read the symbols and things like that. Um, this like kind of red area that's got symbols on it, you can see that eye and things like that. LP, hello and welcome. So this eye, that star, things like that, they are the kind of this, maybe this current present moment, or it might be the very near future. This is like very current, this at the top of the cup. Then where you have these other symbols, you see we have like the Venus symbol there. Those symbols that kind of in the curve of the teacup, they're the more near future, not quite distant future, near future. And at the very bottom of the cup, whatever we have there, is distant future. Distant future. So that's what we want to be looking at with this tea leaf reading. So, of course, one thing I kept forgetting last time was to go the right way around the cup, so I'll have to bear that in mind. But what I do like, guys, if while you're on stream, if you're waiting for your turn or you're just watching because you're interested, you can let me know if you see any symbols. If you feel like the tea leaves have made a certain shape, letter, symbol, animal, you know, anything that you feel you might see in there, let us know. We can interpret that too. But I will do the symbols on the cup. So we'll begin with, so the first place where we're getting some energy, some tea leaves, is here, the snake here. So I'm trying to remember, like I said, it's practice for me, trying to remember the meanings of these common symbols that the tea leaves fall on, but I'm not fully, it's not fully in my mind yet, so I'm really trying to get it in my mind. So we do have the book, we'll be referring to it. It says on the title that it's practice, so hold some space for me, you know. So snake, someone does not deserve your trust. Be watchful and do not confide in anyone that you do not know well. And then we have to see if we get other warning signs with this. It might just be a little bit of guidance, a little bit of, you know, a little bit to say, you you just have to be a bit careful who you're trusting. Be careful that you might not, you know, trust. Some people might not be worth your trust. Be careful who you tell certain things to, basically who you open yourself up to. But we'll see what we get as we go. So moving further around the cup, thank you for your input as well, guys. I will look at what you guys have said as well, but I'll just do the first bit first. So we also have energy at the diamond and the heart. So that's quite nice. I know that these are quite nice symbols. I do believe the diamond is good luck, possibly with money or something like that. And the love heart, of course, is about love. So let me just make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing here. So we have the diamond. I do know it's luck, but I don't know if it's specifically money. Let me see. I need to keep a marker of where these are. Right, okay. The diamond. So Ace of Diamonds. An important time for your goals, ambitions, and life direction. Expect positive development and increased self-confidence. Sorry, okay. So it's more about so it could be money based because it depends what your goals and ambitions are. If your goals and ambitions are very work based, then of course it's going to be kind of um it could be money based, but it's more about your goals, ambitions, life direction, positive development, and increased self confidence. So yeah, this is why I need the book because it's not quite in there yet. So yeah, but it's a good sign, of course. It's very positive. How can we say, advancement from that being careful who to trust. So maybe we do need to take that guidance about being careful who to trust, but as we go along a little bit further into the future, we're seeing good luck for your life goals and ambitions. And the Ace of Hearts, which is right next to it, which also has the tea leaf there. Love and romance are on the menu. This could mean spending time with your partner or the beginning of a new relationship. Your home life is also important to you now, which could signify a move or making improvements in your current home. So positive love, advancements, and possibly a move of home or maybe something positive. You know, if it's someone, sometimes we live, you know, with people. Maybe the positive advancement is someone moving out or someone moving in or something like that. Or it could be a complete move of direction, location. So it could be seeing a move coming up, and it might not be that distant because it's in the, it's the near kind of current time. So as we go along, not really getting much here. Have a few little tea leaves in this cup, glass, sorry, section, and that's all about communication with people, like spending time with people, being more social and things like that. But we're only getting a little bit in there, so it's not really, I would say, something we need to look at. But if you've been too social, not too social, but if you've been super social and out all the time and everything like that, it could signify just coming in a little bit to yourself. If you've been very introverted and spending time on yourself, it could indicate just coming out of your shell a little bit for the time being, but there's very minimal tea leaves in there, so we don't really need to worry about that. Um, so yeah, guys, I really appreciate the likes on the video. It does mean a lot. We'll check your signs in a moment. But the main one we want to look at here as we move around the cup is the letter. A letter. So I do believe this is about positive news coming to you. It's positive news or news that you've been waiting for a long time. So it could be like a message from someone, an email. It could actually be a letter. If it's something like a bit more professional, a bit more formal. If it's a bit more formal, it could be an actual letter. But it could be like an email, a message, something like that. Something you've waited for a long time could be coming. But let me just see what if I've missed anything with that one. Important documents. So it does lean more to it containing good news though. So that's the good thing about that. Leaning a bit more to it containing good news. So that's all we're really getting in that first bit, which is current and near, current and pretty near, an incoming message. Yes. So let's look at what you guys have said first, and then we'll get to the near future. So you guys have said broomstick. Marianne says can see the letter M, so that's interesting. So if there's someone in your life already with an M, I mean it could be you, but if it's someone in your life already with an M, it could be something about that relationship. It could be a sign. It depends where you see the M, because if you're seeing it near here, it might be the person you can't trust. If you're seeing it near here, it could be someone who helps with your love or goals. If you're seeing it near here, it could be someone who's going to give you this message. So also be aware of where in the cup you're seeing the letters as well. But it could just simply be, the person with the M initial is important for some reason in your current life path, or you're going to meet someone with that letter, and it could be to look out for them, and maybe use your intuition of if they're this untrustworthy person or if they're a positive person. So, but a broomstick. So I don't think a broomstick's in the book, but let's just check. I already feel getting an intuition on what the broomstick would mean, but I do want to, like I said, I want to learn the book a little bit. So I do want to have a basic idea of the generic terms, and then I add my intuition and everything like that into it. So let's see if we can get broomstick. I'm not sure. Oh, it's not looking likely. Okay, so we don't see a broomstick in the... Oh, there's more. There's more. Oh, there's a lot. I mean, I have read through this, bear in mind, but I did it bit by bit. I think when you do it bit by bit, you don't really realise how much you've actually gone through. I do remember seeing a broomstick. Oh no. Okay, so we're not seeing a broomstick here, but I do feel like the broomstick, if you think of broomstick, when we think of broomstick, there are a few things it can mean, or two main things it can mean. So one, it would be cleansing. Oftentimes when we see a broomstick, it's a symbol to cleanse. It's a symbol of sweeping, so sweeping something away. So it's usually a symbol of cleansing. It could be physically cleansing out like things in the home if you have a lot of clutter, or something that just needs to go. But it could be that more spiritual cleanse, energy cleanse, something like that. But cleansing generally would come up with the broomstick. but it could be, broomstick does link to witches, of course, so it could be an indication of your magical energies increasing and being guided to tap into your magical energies, positive omen about your manifestation abilities even, things like that can come up when we get like a witchy kind of symbol, you know? So so yeah, so yeah, it seems like these things are kind of resonating with Marianne, and I already know that you do want to have that move, so it's interesting to me that it has come up, and it seems like not too far away. But let's look into the more near future, sorry, the more distant future with the inner symbols on the the curve of the teacup. These ones here, like I said, the Venus symbol there. We'll see which ones we're guided to here. So again, beginning at the handle, going clockwise, I need to remember that. So the moon, and I believe that's the Mars symbol, if I'm, the tea leaves are covering it, but I think that's correct. So we have the moon first, and I have forgotten these have gone completely out of my mind, so I will have to refer to the book. The moon, your innermost feelings and most intimate relationships will be important. Pay attention to your dreams and intuitive inspiration. So, um, so yeah, you could be getting symbols and dreams. Your intuition might be increasing in that more distant future. But your innermost feelings, what you really deeply feel, not what your maybe initial reaction is out of like shock or out of like reacting. Your innermost feelings, what you really feel deep inside, and your intimate relationships. So there's a importance link there, and it can be so. Most intimate relationships aren't just like people we're intimate with, like our partner. It can be like really close friends and family, that very inner circle can be that as well. So just bear that in mind. But they're very, very important at that time. So yeah, so you're getting that. An increase in intuition, increase in dreaming, messages and dreams, sorry. And then the Mars symbol. So we have energy, action, and assertiveness. Go for what you really want, unless other symbols advise against it, which we haven't seen yet. But going for what you really want. In fact, that does resonate with the Ace of Diamonds because your goals, ambitions, and life direction, and then you're going to go for what you really want. But it's interesting because energy and action, of course, it's kind of like that guidance of take action, make sure you're taking action. It's almost like the cup telling you, what to do in a way. But assertiveness. So first you're getting the moon, which is what you really feel. You need to go into what you really deeply feel in your heart center and your emotional center. And then you're going for that with assertiveness. So we can really step into our assertive and powerful energy when we know what we truly feel and we're not swayed by other people. So it's interesting that they both come up together. I think that's nice. So then we're moving on. We have, which symbol is this? I can't see what's being covered. The Jupiter symbol. So if you see this here, what's being covered there is the Jupiter symbol. So the Jupiter symbol is luck, expansion, heart-warming encounters brighten your life. Long-distance friendships or trips could broaden your horizons too. So there's a little bit of an indication of maybe travel, but luck is coming up, so that's resonating already with the diamond. Luck is still around in the near future as well. But heartwarming encounters is interesting because you're being told to go with your true inner emotions, then to be assertive about them, really express what you really mean and want. And then you're being told that heartwarming encounters will brighten your life. So this speaks to me of a heart chakra activation. All of these symbols coming up together is telling me that you're having heart chakra activations. There could be improvements with your heart connections, who you're connected to at the heart, your partner, your close friends, things like that. Could be changes within that, or there could be strengthening within that. But heart chakra activations are definitely coming up. But long distance friendships, so people you haven't seen in a long time, you could be coming together, and trips. So if you are having some guidance to take a little trip, have a little holiday, that could be nice for you as well. It could be sooner than you think. Then we go around, and we do get a little bit of energy in the sun symbol. We get a little bit of energy in the sun symbol here. If you can see, it's not really quite touching it, but it is in that section. So we will look at it. And that's at the very end, just as we're making our way back to the handle as we work clockwise. So we have the sun. You can make a positive impact on circumstances and people now. The symbol means creativity, joy, and success. So you're getting a lot of goal, ambition, success, action, energy. So that's really nice. But yeah, there might be a creative flow, and making a positive impact on circumstances and people. So if there are certain circumstances like a home move, like we've spoken about, you could be having an impact on that. And you might be influencing the people around you. So that might be why it's important to have this heart chakra activation, because if we're not in our loving energies or empathic energies, then the influence we have on others isn't going to reflect that. And we want to have a very positive, heartfelt influence on other people, influence people in a positive way from our positive energies. So it seems like you'll be doing that as well. Could be influencing people, could be having a creative flow of energy coming up. And if we look at the distant future in the very center of the cup, there actually isn't a lot of energy in there. When I say energy, I mean tea leaves. So I always do that candle wax reading as well. In the wax, I say energy. So, okay. So it's interesting because I actually see a frog in the very distant future. So I'm going to look into that, and I'll look into penguin for you. But I think it's interesting because there's not a lot of tea leaves there. And when I don't see a lot of tea leaves in the very bottom of the cup, it just tells me that the here and now and the near future are a bit more important right now. It's more like, a lot of action is needed. If a lot of the tea leaves are in the very bottom of the cup, it would tell me a little bit more about, you know, things that are unfolding for the distant future, maybe manifestations you've already put into place. But it does tell me that maybe a lot of action is needed. Maybe you need to take a little bit more action or keep up with action if you are taking action. But let's look at frog and penguin, and then we'll move on to the next person. So, Monique, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. So we do have animals section. So we saw frog. What's this? Domestic animals. I don't think they'll be in there. Wild animals. A frog. Fertility and abundance are about to enter your life when the ancient good luck symbol appears, the frog. So fertility and abundance. So fertility can be about actual fertility, it's a positive omen if someone's trying to get pregnant, but fertility is also about anything you breathe life into. It doesn't have to be a child. It can be breathing life into, you already got creative energy. It can be breathing life into creative projects as well, something you're putting out into the world. And abundance, so that's really nice. And then we are looking at penguin, if we see a penguin, if there is a penguin. Oh, let's see a penguin in the bird section. Is that where it would be? But of course, if you see a symbol, you can always interpret it with your own intuition. But like I said, I just wanted to get a little grasp of the book. But I'm not seeing penguin. Maybe I'm missing it, but I'm not seeing it. So, but a penguin to me always speaks of that the intimate connection. So a penguin to me, the thing that really speaks to me about penguins is that energy of the mating for life. So for me, it gives a positive omen of an intimate partner that you will spend your whole life with, like having that long-term committed relationship for life. So it's really positive, I feel, for a positive omen for love if you see a penguin in the cup. So that was Marianne. So next, so we do have the list going, guys. Remember, if you are new in and you're wanting a reading, you're very welcome to request it. You will go on the list, but not everyone will get a reading today because it's quite a long list. And I am taking a while with these as I'm learning. So we've done Marianne. So Damini, if Damini is here, Damini is next. So the list is Damini, Jasmine, Pooja, Guided by Universe, Kieran, Dumini, Carolyn, Megha, Suns, Shweta, Sarumi, and then When Will We Change? So yes, but if you don't get your reading today, you will still get one. So don't worry about that. We will keep doing tea leaf reading so I can keep practicing. And Damini is here, so that's amazing. So just going to clear out the cup and cleanse it. We do need to cleanse it as well between people, so we're not mixing our energies. We want Domini's reading to be exactly as it should be, with no Marianne energy in there. We love the Marianne energy because she's very positive, she's very lovely, but we don't want her to influence Domini's reading, so that's all. So we just give it a little clean between people, a little wipe. Let's see. There we are. And we will then focus on Domini. Sun says here. Oh yes, you're a little bit further down on the list, unfortunately. So Marianne says, thank you so much. Venus absolutely loved my reading. So much related. That's great. Guided by universe, that's fine. I'm going very slow as I'm learning, so we're only on the second person, so don't worry. We're up to Domini right now. So Domini, just want a spoonful in there. So remember, if you do have a specific request, message, question or theme, like a question or a theme. So a theme would be love, money, you know, something like that. You can focus on that. You can ask that if you want. But like I said, with the amount of things that can come up in a tea leaf reading, it does tend to be a little bit more general. So I just fill it to the black line. Oh, I forgot to cleanse. I'll put the vervain in there. So yeah, usually I would put the vervain in first before doing this, but put a few extra drops in. But yeah, so going to have a focus on cleansing Marianne's energies and putting Domini's in there. So we do have the vervain, we are cleansing. Apologies that I did not cleanse it first, but yes, let's just go with this. We have a lot of protection, so that's okay. It's just cleansing each other's energies, so Marianne's energy isn't still in there, so focus on that too. And Domini, it's really nice to see you, it's really nice to catch you. So there'll be a few more tea leaf readings this month, and there will be others at this time as well. So if any IST members don't get a reading today, don't worry, you will get one eventually. And just don't forget to like the video. Like I said, the more likes a video gets, the more I think you want that type of reading again. So Domini, focusing on your energy, cheers to you. Focusing on your energy, if you have anything you want to say to yourself out loud, in your mind, in the chat, whatever you want, you're very welcome to do that as well. Yeah, and just however you feel. So like I said, if it was in person, I would be giving Domini a little sip of this, but unfortunately I'm not with her right now. So we'll just focus on her energy. And we'll pour out. Okay. So there we have Domini's tea leaves. So as you can see, it's always different. They always land pretty different. Peter, hello and welcome, and thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yes, there is Domini's tea leaves. A little bit more scattered than Marianne, a little bit, very interesting. But we can see that they are touching some of the symbols, and it's interesting. It's a bit different. So what we do, again, we're turning the cup upside down, and we are spinning it 3 times. So we go 1, 2, 3. There we are. And as soon as we feel happy that all of the water is drained onto the saucer, we will turn it over. No, not dark future. No, I'm sure it will not say that. So here we are, turning it over, and there we see. Not too much different with that. A few little tea leaves have fallen off. They weren't needed for you. So so again, we're beginning at the handle. We're going clockwise, and we are reading the current and very near future in the top row. In the kind of curve of the teacup, it's more distant future. Very bottom of the teacup, future. So Marianne says, see a man with his arm outstretched, so that's great. If you see anything, guys, please do put it in the chat. As always, I will go with my symbols first, but I'll always look at what you guys are saying as well. So there we are, that's the cup. If you do see anything, you're very welcome to comment it in the chat. But the first symbol from the handle around, we do unfortunately have a little bit in the snake, again, like Marianne did, and that is, as I'm remembering now, it's getting there. This is all about perhaps not being able to trust someone. So it's being very mindful about trust, being a little bit guarded about who you trust, who you tell things to. So maybe your goals, ambitions, maybe your deeper secrets, things that people could use against you, or things that people, not being too vulnerable with people that we don't know. So you're getting that as well. Could be just the energy that's in the air. There's some, negative people are coming to the forefront maybe a little bit in our lives at the moment. That's okay. Just be mindful. It's not if we get, so when you get a negative symbol in a tea leaf reading, it matters more about what that matches with. So if we're getting a lot of warnings, then yeah, we'd be maybe a little bit worried. But at the moment, it's just about being careful of who you can trust. Just being a little bit careful, being mindful, guarded a little bit, careful. But we do have the horseshoe. So we have the horseshoe. I think I was getting the horseshoe and the diamond mixed up before. The horseshoe might be more about money, but let's just check it. So the horseshoe, we just check to make sure. Fortune, coincidences, lucky breaks, and meaningful surprises. So keep an open mind. So it is about fortunate coincidences. So things maybe synchronicities happening to you, things aligning in a a kind of like strange way. Like, it's kind of unexpected, it's strange, but it turns out very lucky for you. Lucky breaks, so meaningful surprises. So with the horseshoe, it can be surprises. So it can be like something that you weren't expecting, but there's also this energy of general luck being around you. And when general luck is around you, it's good to reach out for opportunities, because when we have a luck energy around us, it doesn't always mean that things are just going to come to us. It means that if we seek opportunities, we're more likely to get them. So with luck, our chances increase, but we still have to go and look for the opportunities, go and try and grasp them sometimes. So it's not always those surprises. It is saying you may have surprises, so that's good, but you might still have to jump to the opportunities, but yeah, it might be when you least expect. Like LP says, angel numbers, confirmations from the universe, yes. And like Jasmine says, horseshoe just generally signify luck anyway, but we just want to make sure we're getting any further meanings with that. So that's positive, because it could be something super surprising, that you don't have to put much effort into. But if you are putting effort in, you're more likely to get results. So guided by universe, thank you very much. I'm sure you are, although I cannot see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So as we go around, the next symbol we are being drawn to is so this one that's been covered. I'm not 100% sure, because it's the sun. I'm sure it's the sun. Yes, sunrise. Yeah, so this one here that's being covered, if you can see, my little finger's kind of pointing to, that's the sunrise. So the sunrise, a new beginning, a sense of rebirth, or a fresh start. So yeah, so it's a new beginning in some way. So you might reinvent yourself, you might start a new job, You might get a new relationship, new friendship. It's just some new energy that's coming, very refreshed, very positive, very powerful. It's a very positive new beginning. Now, with new beginnings, we do always have to bear in mind that sometimes a new beginning happens because we're raising our vibration. So we start meeting new people or having new experiences that resonate with this vibration. But sometimes when we do that, we go up. The people that are at this vibration or the things that are at this vibration below us, they can release, they can leave us. So we do have to be mindful of that. But no, it's because you're raising in vibration. So don't hold on to anything that releases right now, but be very focused on those new things that are coming in, because new things are coming in, it seems. And again, this is not too distant future. But you do have a little bit on the star as well, a little bit on the star. So as we go around, we'll also be looking at the star, which is success in your projects. Recognition and praise are all indicated. But again, this is a lucky sign. We're getting two lucky signs together, which far outweighs the snake. But sometimes when we do have to think about how the symbols interlink. And if you're having a lot of luck, whether it's with money or your work path or whatever it might be, um, because you're getting two lucky signs, sorry, the star and the, not the sun, the star and the horseshoe, you're getting two lucky signs here. It might be, the snake might be about jealousy, it might be about someone who wants to take that from you or not see you with that, so be careful. But yeah, so we're getting positive omen for luck and maybe abundance and things like that, manifestations. But it is about recognition, being recognized for the good things that you do, being or recognized for your skills or the good things that you do. So being recognized for your skills or the good things that you do. So that could see you with like getting a job or getting a promotion or whatever it might be. Maybe it is a solo project and it's a little bit like a self-employed type venture, but you're being recognized, so that's really good. So if it is something that's more self-employed, maybe you put yourself out there online, maybe you get recognition from people are drawn to you. So yeah, it's a very positive one for being recognized for the person you are, maybe having some little bit of praise. It's nice to have praise every now and then. So we're not really seeing a lot more as we come back to the handle with the current chapter in the near future. But as we head a little bit deeper into the near future, we are getting some more energy around those signs, that more distant near future, if that makes sense. It's like near future, but not too close in that little curve of that cup. So we're seeing, if we begin at the handle, we are seeing very scattered energy. It is very scattered. If we begin at the handle, we do see a little bit on the moon, a little bit on that symbol. We want to focus mostly on the symbols where it is mostly. So we'll begin with the Mercury. I believe that's Mercury. How could I? Yeah, Mercury. So with the first one with a lot of energy in it is Mercury. If you can see it with my fingers pointing there, we have Mercury. It's scattered like my thoughts. No doubt that is my energy. Yeah, well, very, very well. At least we are resonating, at least we have you. So Mercury, communication, conversations, travel, and knowledge. So it should be a social, lively phase. So if you don't feel right now like you're in a super social and lively phase, that's okay, because this is a little bit more distant future. So it's near, but it's not super near. It's not like this week. It's, maybe a week or so away, maybe even a month or something. But yeah, you will be stepping into social energies. So when you feel like the social battery isn't draining as much, when you feel like you really can step into those social energies, make sure you do tap into that because it seems important. So you're being praised maybe for your skills already in this current chapter, but with Mercury, there's more knowledge, more opportunities for travel. So it might be, am I buffering? Don't know if I'm buffering. So it might be that the knowledge is that you're increasing your skills. Maybe you keep learning, you keep studying, you're increasing your skills in some way. Maybe that's where you're being recognized with that recognition that came up. But there is extra knowledge, whether it is sorry, there is extra knowledge, whether it is through Whether it's through actual study, like in a school, or whether it's just through learning life lessons or teaching yourself, reading books, things like that, could be something like that. But yeah, knowledge is coming up, and travel as well. Jasmine's saying no. I'm not quite sure what you're saying no to. But yeah, knowledge, travel, learning, communication. So step into those social energies when you can. And let's see those last two symbols as we move around. We're coming to, let me just double check. We're coming to Venus and Saturn. Venus and Saturn both have a lot of energy in Venus. So Venus is obviously going to be very important in that more. Oh, thank you, not buffering. I was like, why is she saying no? Thank you, I greatly appreciate that. I asked a question and then totally forgot. Keep getting evil eye. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. So Venus, love, art, and harmony bring delightful interludes. You should be feeling creative and romantic. So in that more distant future, creative and romantic. The whole of Venus is completely covered, if you can see. So love is probably very important in the slightly more distant future. Slightly more distant, near, but not too near. So it's not too far away. It's like it's not too long of a wait, but a lot of creativity and love coming up for you. And we have a little bit of energy in the Saturn, enough to look into it in this short reading. So in the Saturn, we have self-discipline, responsibility, plain hard work are now needed. You may face some kind of test or need to make some area of your life more efficient. So there's a bit more responsibility come in, a little bit more self-discipline. And this could be linked to that extra knowledge and extra learning, because as we learn and grow, as we learn more, as we improve in our skill sets, we do tend to get jobs or opportunities that we have a bit more responsibility, you know. Maybe we're getting paid more, we're overseeing more people, maybe we're at a higher level. More responsibility tends to come with more knowledge, you know. So that's quite normal. But you might need some self-discipline, and some hard work might be needed. So don't shy away from hard work in that near future, because it is going to come to something positive. Basically, it's going to come to something positive. But if you do need to kind of, you know, maybe minimize things, maybe cleanse things, maybe hire someone, or, you know, seek out some kind of outsource something to make your work, your life more efficient. It can be something as simple as, I'm so busy, I need to hire a cleaner for one day a week, or, you know, something like that. Just making your life a bit more efficient in some way could be coming up, so do think about that. Sometimes it's positive to list our priorities, what's really important, what's not that important. Anything that's not that important, maybe we push on the back burner for a little bit whilst we focus on the important things. That's okay, it was just a notepad that fell off the desk. So yes, so that's a good one. It's a good one, but it's a bit more of a hard-working life lesson one with the Saturn, okay? A little bit more hard-working. But you're getting that harmony, and that love and that creative energy with the Venus, so it might balance out quite nicely. It might not drain you. The hard work might not drain you, because Venus is saying you're having delightful interludes, so that's very nice. But did anyone say they saw a symbol? Did we see any symbols for that? Demeter says the scattered tea leaves resonate with her energy and thoughts. That's very interesting. I don't think anyone saw a symbol on this one, so let me see if I can just see one symbol before we move to the next person. So I see a letter T, so I don't know if the letter T is important to you at this moment. The letter T is in the more distant future section. You can see it there. Is in the more distant future, well, the near to distant. So maybe it could be the name of a person who's coming into your life. Could be the name of an opportunity, if it's like a business company name, or the name of maybe the creative thing you want to do, you know. Can't think of anything that begins with T right off the top of my head, but, you know, could be something like that. But the letter T seems to be signifying something, so maybe you'll have a little light bulb moment when this thing comes onto your life path. The letter T is coming up, and let's see. yeah, I'm not seeing too much of this one. But this is why I want Earl Grey instead, because I don't think this tea is the best, but it's good enough to practice with. So I hope that you appreciate the reading. Thank you so much to everyone who is helping me practice, helping me get there, you know? So I greatly appreciate that. So Jasmine is next. We have Jasmine next. So yeah, so do bear in mind when I do offer full tea leaf readings, I'll be more practiced in it, I'll be more confident, and they will be more in depth than this. These are like little kind of sample readings to practice. So yeah, but I greatly appreciate you helping me out, and I hope that at least some things do resonate, and maybe in the future you'll think, oh, that came up in the reading. So yeah, maybe you can get back to me if anyone does have anything that comes up from the reading in the future. I am always grateful when people come back and tell me what's happened. So we will move on to Jasmine. I'll try to remember to cleanse the cup before putting the water in. It's not super it's not super like a problem if I don't, because don't forget I'm only cleansing the other person's energies. There's nothing negative here. We're not cleansing. We're highly protected. We're not cleansing any bad energies. It's just to make sure that you guys don't interfere with each other's readings, basically. So don't worry about it too much. Don't worry about the cleansing process too much. But yes, so we will put in. So what I do usually, if I don't forget, it's we pour 3 drops of vervain in the mug. Don't forget, if you do it yourself, if you want to use a crystal, if you want to use sage or incense, you're very welcome to do that. But I put 3 drops of vervain in there, and I just turn the cup over. I think I was doing 3 spins as well with this. So 1, 2, and 3. Just to make sure we're, Damini's energy's gone now. It's a blanket slate for Jasmine, basically. So that's okay. So thank you guys for your, appreciating it and giving me support and things like that. You're very welcome. So yeah, so we're on to, I will just go back over the list. I know there are not many people in right now. I think we have 6 people in. So we have Jasmine, Pooja, Guided by Universe, and Kieran as our members. Hopefully we'll get through all of them. I want to at least get to Guided by Universe because we only did 4 last time. I want to at least do 5 this time so we can make our way through them. But yeah, as far as the subscribers, we do have Damini, Carolyn, Megha, Sunsh, Shweta, Sarumi, and When Will We Change? So what I'm thinking, we have the... Oh yeah, so I can take Marianne off that one, the old list as well. If Rain comes in, Rain will be pushed up in the queue, just because Rain was priority from last time, so just so you know. But it doesn't look like we have Rain right now. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have to keep up tea leaf reading for this month and just keep practicing, because there's a lot of people who want a reading. So we're cleansed. I'm just trying to get the readings less than half an hour if I can. But we'll just see how we go for now. So Jasmine, so we have Jasmine. We want to get a spoonful for Jasmine of the tea in the mug, in the teacup like that. I keep saying mug. It's because I drink coffee. I drink coffee, not tea, so I keep saying mug. Let's see. So we have our water. So the water does stay very hot in this kettle. We can probably not going to need to boil it again. And like I said, Jasmine was here, I'll be offering her some tea, but unfortunately she is not here. So we'll just stir that with our intention of Jasmine's energies. Anything Jasmine needs to know, particularly if it's something that's on her mind lately, something she really wants to know about. And I want to give a shout out to Jasmine, actually. Candy, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. If you want a tea leaf reading, I'm very happy to put you onto the list, but it's not likely you'll be on this stream. And you're very welcome to, but if I put you on the list, it'll just be like a priority for next time, or one time. I can't say next time because there's such a long list. But one time this month. I'm going to try to get through everybody that wants one, and hopefully this month. So, but yes, yeah, so you're very welcome to stay and see kind of how it goes and like observe it a little bit. But if you're at the very end of the list, you're not very likely to get one. but you're very welcome to stay and, if you're interested and have a little look. So we're focusing. Oh yeah, so I did say I want to give a bit of a shout out to Jasmine as well, because Jasmine has kind of taken it upon herself um, to plan the mediumship stream, which I get deflated because I just can't match times, because we have like IST, America, which has different time zones itself, um, Australia, which is the total opposite to me. It's like the total opposite side of the world. So that time zone is so crazy to try to match up with. So yeah, I really appreciate Jasmine for that. And it does look like we have 4 people. So if we can get Sid for 12 on Thursday, we should actually be able to do it. And I'm so excited. I really want to do it. I can't wait. And if anyone else is interested in the mediumship stream, you're very welcome to come along. But if we at least have 4 people, I will be happy. So yeah, Candy, it was really nice to see you anyway. So putting Jasmine's energy into here, focusing on what Jasmine most needs to hear or what she wants to hear, okay? So um, I'm not really too concerned about spinning it while the water's in it. I've decided on my own process and what I want to do. I'm more drawn to the free spins when the cup is turned over, but always look at different. If this is something you want to go away and do, try different things, see what you feel works for you. I'm already getting my intuitive feelings of how my process goes and which tea leaves I want to use in the end. So that will happen with you too. First you kind of want to really look at the book and be like strict, and then you drift off with your own intuition and your own guidance. So Jasmine, cheers to Jasmine. I will pour away her tea and we will see what we get for Jasmine. Just trying to, the only thing about it is trying to keep some of the tea leaves in as we pour away. That's kind of why it's better to naturally drink it, because when you naturally drink a loose leaf tea like this without a strainer, you generally do get leaves naturally left around the cup. So it's stuck on my spoon. Okay, so okay, so just getting the herbs off my fingers. Hold on. So that's a little bit interesting. We actually we don't have any herbs left in the bottom of the cup, but I do believe everything happens for a purpose. Everything happens for a purpose, and if we're not being guided right now to look at the distant future, it could mean that there's not too much that's set in stone at the moment. There could be paths that are not settled yet, paths that are still aligning. Jasmine could be in a manifesting period of her life, so she might, or the ability to manifest. So the future might be, she might be able to make the future a little bit more what she needs, But we'll turn it over. We do our spins. 1, 2, and 3. And when we feel like it's completely drained, we will have a look. And I do feel positive about it. I think it's interesting that we don't really have a distant future coming up here. But yeah, so I would wonder if you might interpret that in any different way, but to me, I'm really interpreting that like the future's open. It's open to manifestation, it's open to change, it's open to different alignments taking place. But when things are open to different alignments taking place, our energy is very important because we're aligning with the energy that we're vibrating at. Our manifestations are important if we have a clear focus, and also our what comes up here. So if we do get any negative signs, or if we do get any warnings, anything like that, that can also be important, because if we get a warning and we ignore it, we might be lowering the vibration of our future. So let's keep that in mind. But we will not jump ahead too much, and we will begin like we do at the handle, working clockwise, and reading the outside, the now and the near future, the curve, the kind of distant future, and the very bottom, the distant future. Okay, so let's see. Jasmine says, I'm willing my manifesting abilities. Yes, and I really hope this is a positive omen for them. It feels like it is. So, as we begin at the handle, the first one we are drawn to is the bell. So if you can see that, we actually have herbs covering the bell there. So let's, I don't think I've done the bell before for anyone. So let's see what we get for that. Bell, some happy news. Sometimes this means you'll be making positive changes in your life. Okay, so we're starting off strong. We're starting off strong. So some happy news. Some happy news is coming, and that, don't forget, that's not too distant. So as we move along, we don't get a lot of energy in any of these, but then we get to the cat and I believe that's the sunrise, I believe. So the cat and the sunrise here, we are getting some herbs in there. So let's look at the cat and the sunrise. I think we remember the sunrise from before, but the cat, independence streak, yes. So the cat, pretty much the cat always kind of represents independence or companionship. It's like the balance, it's like independence, but there's still a balance to it. Like, if you're spending too much time in the connection or too much time alone, it could indicate a balancing of that. So it could actually indicate more time with connections and companionship if you're already in super independent energies, but it can be a little bit of an independent streak at the moment. It might be a path you're going down that you need to kind of do alone. So if that's a spiritual path maybe, or a work path or something, you don't always, you're not always able to take your like partner or your close friends down those paths. So it can be more looking at those more independent things in your life. And free spirits seek an outlet now. You may feel like behaving unpredictably. Be adventurous and follow your heart. So being adventurous, following your heart, being a little bit unpredictable or spontaneous if you feel like it. Of course, it's always good to keep a bit of due diligence, responsible energy, but spontaneity might be quite good right now. Maybe one day you think, I don't want to do these dishes right now. I'm going for a walk to the park, or to be in nature. It can be simple but still spontaneous. But yeah, so independence streak coming up. There might be something very important that you need to do on your own. So it could be life lessons that are very independent. So there's the sunrise as well. So why has it left my mind when we just read sunrise for someone else? I'm hopeless, aren't I? A new beginning, a sense of rebirth, a fresh start. Yeah, fresh start. So a new beginning, a fresh start is coming, and it seems actually like it's not too far away because it's in the kind of present near future kind of energy. So you are really focusing on a new start. It could be your work path, your love path, your home location, but it can also be like an amalgamation of different things. It can be, maybe you're starting afresh in loads of different areas of life, but it's still a positive omen for that. It is a positive omen for that, so that's quite nice. Guys, if you do see any symbols, sorry, I forgot to say that. If you see any symbols in this, you're very welcome to also say that, so we can look that up and maybe help Jasmine a little bit more with any symbols you guys see. But moving around the rim, we then come to the envelope and the eye. The envelope and the eye. So let's see. I know the envelope is a message, isn't it? It's some news. A longed for letter. It could be an important document that's on its way. So there could be an important document that's on its way that contains good news, or there could be a longed for letter, a longed for communication. Not necessarily a letter. If it's from something formal, like a document, like a legal document or something like that, it might be a letter. But it can be an email, it can be a message, it could be something like that, something that you've really longed for coming to you. So it could be from Phil. Who knows? And then we have the eye. So the eye is a protective symbol in many cultures. The eye also hints at wonderful insights, new ways of looking at long-standing dilemmas. So we have the eye. So protection. So you are getting a kind of an affirmation that you are being protected. There is some level of protection going on right now with your guide, your higher self, things like that. Um, or it could be, I know you're doing your own kind of cleansing and protecting kind of things. You're kind of practicing in that. So it could actually be a positive omen that that's going very well as well. You know, um, wonderful insight to new ways of looking at long-standing dilemmas. So it could be that you find different way to approach. So it's something that I mean, I do know a little bit about what you're going through right now, but you might find like a different approach or a different way of coming at it. You know, if you come from it at a different angle, you find a new approach in some way. And that could be for your love path, your work path, any situation that you're in. Or coming at it from a different angle can often help. So you might be seeing things from a different perspective, which is nice. Um, Jasmine says, agree, I kept seeing 111 and 1111 while you're doing the reading before mine too. Okay. After leaving, mostly spontaneous. That's good. Maybe it's just affirming that that's good and that's okay to be. And Jasmine says, keep getting a new beginning with my oracle cards too. Okay, so that's the really positive thing is when, because as you know, when we do readings, things come up that are set in stone, and things come up that are just in line with your current energies that you might change if you go down a different path. Some things are open, not everything is set in stone. But if you keep getting same message from loads of different readings, it could indicate that that's one thing that is set in stone. So a good way to know if something is set in stone is to go to different readers, go to multiple readers, and see which messages keep coming through. If something keeps coming through, it is more likely to be set in stone, so that's good. So yeah, so we're seeing that eye, and then that's kind of it for the rim. But we do get a little bit. So although we're not really seeing much in the near future, in the distant future, we do get a little bit in the near future. So if we go from the handle clockwise again, just reminding myself really, and the first symbol we're really seeing energy in is which one's that? It's the Venus, I think. Yes, the Venus. It's because it's covered. I'm like trying to make sure I'm getting it right. The Venus symbol here. So we're getting energy in the Venus symbol. So we know the Venus is harmony, love, and creative energy. So you could have creative flow coming. You could have positive advancements in your love path, and you could things could be coming into harmony more. So it could even be about balancing with the Venus energy. It could be that things that are very up in the air are coming into balance a little bit more. You might be, seeing how they're going to play out, feeling a bit more confident that you at least know what's going on. Things balancing out a little bit there. But like I said, not a lot of energy in the distant future, which, like I said, I feel intuitively, so don't forget, we read the book, we also go for intuition as well. I feel intuitively that this is because of Jasmine manifesting. I do feel like and her energies as well. I feel like she's with this new beginning. We don't really know how high her energy is going to raise. Maybe it raises this much, maybe it raises this much. So it could be up in the air because of that, but also because of her manifesting abilities as well. So that's what I'm feeling from it. But let's see. Damini says a broomstick again. So with broomstick, we did say cleansing, whether that's physical in the home or whether that's energetic cleansing. Cleansing might be needed a little bit more. And I know that you're doing cleansing yourself, like I said, we're getting positive on the protection. So it could even be that you're just guided to keep up with that cleansing for a little bit, or it could be a positive omen that you're doing well with it. But also the broomstick, and we did say it's linked to witches, linked to witchcraft, so it can also be another positive omen about Jasmine's manifestation abilities because it's linked to like the witchcraft. So yeah, very very positive energy coming through that. I feel like your messages are pretty positive, which is really nice to see. I'm really hoping that this all plays out very nicely, and the sooner the better, I would say, maybe, you know what I mean. And Jasmine says she feels it's completely in alignment, so that's great. But yeah, I don't feel like I have too much more to say on it because there wasn't a lot. They clumped up a lot in those specific areas. They didn't leave a lot of room for specific symbols to come up. They're just kind of clumps, but I'll just double check. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much of that, but to me, the thing that stands out the most to me is no tea leaves in the bottom. I'm feeling the manifesting is the most important part there. I do feel like you're raising up in the vibration, but the manifesting feels super important there. So so yeah, that was a pretty interesting one, I would say. So that was for Jasmine. And again, shout out to Jasmine. I greatly appreciate bringing the mediumship together. I greatly appreciate that. So if you are someone who wants to do the mediumship and you're not in the Discord, please go to the description of the video. You'll find a link to the Discord and you're very welcome to join. Just say who you are. If you have a random username, let us know who you are and you can join in the Discord call or just general chats in the Discord. So let's clear out Jasmine's and we'll move on to the next person. And again, thank you. I greatly appreciate you helping with me practice. So is Pooja here? Let's see if Pooja is here. So we have Pooja and Guided by Universe. I definitely think we're getting to. If we don't get to Kieran, Kieran will be number 1 on the next stream. And I'll make sure it's a suitable time for Kieran. So yeah. There we are. I'll just do my cleansing as I wait to see. Oh, Pooja! Woohoo! We have Pooja. Okay, that's great. So 3 drops of vervain. Excuse me if you can hear my stomach rumbling. Probably can't because the mic's not that good. But yeah, I'm going to eat after this. So yeah. Okay. So so just turn it 3 times for the cleansing. 3 drops of vervain and 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. And we are ready. Just making sure we have no beautiful jasmine energy in our Pooja reading. So let's go ahead and do our tablespoon even, using a tablespoon for Pooja. So guys, remember, if you have not liked the video yet, please do like it. Like we got 15 on the last one, we only have 12 right now. The more likes lets me know that you like this type of video, lets me know that you want me to do this type of stream again. You know, I want to know what you guys like, so make sure you're all liking the video to let me know that. And we'll focus on Pooja. So filling up to the black line. And Pooja, if you have any specifics that you're hoping for, you can think of them in your mind, you can say them out loud, you can comment them in the chat, whatever you feel you would like to do, you're very welcome. And we'll just see what comes up with this. But yeah, so just mixing in Pooja's energies here. And Jasmine says, I'm hopping off, going with my mother to visit my grandmother's grave. I enjoyed the reading. Bye, guys. You're very, very welcome. I'm really glad you enjoyed the reading. Have a lovely time. I know it's a sad time, but you know, tapping into that energy, connecting. It's a really nice thing to go and do that. So, you know, I hope that you and your mother have a nice bonding kind of time. I know it won't be super happy. It's a bit of a sad moment, but you know what I mean? A nice time together, nice bonding kind of time, connecting with your grandmother. It's very, very lovely. So yeah, love, light and blessings to you. Sending, you know, positive energy, healing energies, thinking about you always, especially in this time, Jasmine. Stay in touch with me and I will talk to you soon. So really nice to see Jasmine. Yeah, I sometimes find that. It depends. But yeah, I'm glad you find it peaceful and not sad. That's really nice. So yeah, Pooja, sorry. So focusing on Pooja's energy in the teacup. And like I said, if I had the pleasure of Pooja being with me, I would offer her a sip of the tea. It's very nice. It's lemongrass and ginger. But as she is not here, we'll pour the water into our little bowl, trying not to pour all of the herbs away. Okay, So this is Pooja's. There we are. So you can see how every kind of cup comes out quite differently. Um, yeah, so that's quite interesting. A little bit more here in the distant future than we saw in Jasmine's one. So what we will do, we still have a bit of water in there, so what we always do is we turn the cup over and we try to make sure we totally drain it. So we turn it clockwise 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There we are. So what we will do now, we will have a little look and hold it up a little bit for you guys. If you see any signs or symbols, you're very welcome to point them out, and I'll check what you guys say after I after I do my reading the near future, reading the distant, and things like that. So there we are. So just let me know if you feel that you saw anything. So we begin at the handle and we go clockwise, the rim, the curve, the bottom. So first we're seeing that the bell and it's Ace of Spades, I believe, are quite covered, and even the snake has a little bit of energy in it. So you can see those three, the bell, the Ace of Spades, and the snake. So we've seen the bell and the snake with others. So the bell is about was there a positive message? Positive. I think the bell was a positive message. Positives. Happy news. Sometimes this means you will make positive changes in your life. So, so happy news and positive changes in your life coming pretty soon. Pretty soon. But then the Ace of Spades, no one has gotten that on stream yet. Legal matters, official documents, large companies, and serious commitments. So actions and agreements made now could have a lasting or faithful effect on your future. Be thoughtful and cautious. So it can be legal matters, it can be official documents and things like that, like maybe big things like signing for a new job or a new home or something, that's quite big. Anything that's quite big where it doesn't require you to maybe give some documentation, sign some things, anything like that, you need to be super mindful of. You need to make sure you're reading all the small print, being very careful and things like that. But it could just be serious commitments. So it could be like getting into a relationship, and like I said, deciding to move location, move home, just something that's a big serious commitment. Even buying a car, if you've never had a car before and you buy a car, it's a big commitment. It can be something simple like that, but you're signing documents and it's a big commitment. And it can be sorry, the documents. So there doesn't necessarily have to be documents. If there's a big commitment such as a new relationship, you're not going to sign a document until you guys get married. You're not going to sign a document to get into the relationship, but it could be a serious commitment coming up there. So that's quite interesting. And then again, the snake. So the snake, we're kind of getting used to the snake now. There's not a lot of energy in the snake, and the snake is a symbol of being very careful who you share your dreams, goals, desires, anything that's quite vulnerable to you, secrets, things that could be used against you, anything like that, because it does seem like there might be someone who's not super trustworthy around you, someone who might use you or backstab you, or they're just not super trustworthy. Max, hello and welcome. We're doing tea leaf reading right now. Let me know if you would like one. You can be added to the list. We probably won't get to you this time, but stay subscribed. Next time we are on, we will probably get to you. It's just quite a long list. So Pooja, yeah, so it's just to be mindful. If we don't get any other warning symbols on this stream, then on this reading, I mean, if we don't get any other warning symbols on your reading, it could just be being cautious, keeping your guard up a little bit, not letting people use you, but it might not be super, you recognize the snake energy and how it plays in your life, so that's good. Okay, so you're resonating with it. So we move along, and we don't really see much energy in the rest. So as we go along the rim, we're not seeing much energy there. So they're the main things you're being pointed to in the near future, in your present moment and near future. They're the main things you're being pointed to right now. And Domini says letter Y. But let me just go to, yeah. So guys, do let me know if you're seeing any symbols. You're very welcome to point them out. And I actually see a bird. But let's go to first to the symbols on the inner curve, which are the more kind of distant, not too far, but more distant future. So we're starting again at the handle, going clockwise, just a reminder for myself. So the moon, I don't know why this isn't in my brain already. The moon keeps coming up. It should be in my head by now. So the moon, we have your innermost feelings, most intimate relationships will be important. Pay attention to your dreams and intuitive inspiration. Yes, like the moon, obviously, it's about the night, so it's about dreams and intuition as well. Pay attention to especially any dream symbols that you get, any signs and dreams. But your most intimate relationships will be important. And this can be romantic connections, but it can also be very close friends and family as well. The importance of your close relationships, which kind of resonates when we have the snake energy. We do need to keep the people who aren't our close circle at arm's length a little bit, so we're not having, being taken advantage of. So actually, the moon and the snake together kind of resonate because it's saying, keep with your innermost, circle, people you already know you definitely trust, basically, because there might be someone that you can't trust. Kira, hello and welcome. I'll put you on the members list, but we might not get to you today. Kira and Kieran might be next time. I'm just saying, because just looking at the time, I think we'll get through Puja and Guided by Universe, but we might not get past that today. But anyone who's been on stream is prioritized for the next time, so do bear that in mind. So our priorities next time will be Rain, Kieran, and Kida. So yeah, the moon and the snake kind of go together in that sense, making sure you're keeping the people you really trust close to you, keeping the other people at arm's length a little bit. Pooja already says that resonates with her. So let's look at the next symbol after the moon. We are getting the Mars. So we do have a lot of energy in the Mars, if you can see that. Kind of pointing to it there. The Mars, okay. Energy, action, and assertiveness. Go for what you really want, unless there's other symbols that are advising against it right now, which that isn't yet. So going for what you really want. So the Mars is really coming into play when we really do need to take action. We really need to, it's not, you can contemplate and you can be careful and you can be mindful and all those things. But if you're contemplating something for too long, it's going around your mind, you're like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? Be assertive, tap into what you really feel, tap into what you really want, go for it, take the actions. Wrong step is better than no step. So if you make a wrong step, you can realign, you can readjust, you can mix it up, you can change around. But if you're taking no step, you're just stagnant. You're just stuck in energy, in stagnant energy, so that's not good. So being assertive and taking some steps is needed, taking action in this pretty near future. Now, there is an interesting one in the Venus, and if you look at the Venus, it almost makes an L, kind of like an L shape, a little bit kind of like an L shape there in the Venus. Could be an important. So Venus is creative, love, and harmony. So it can be about things coming into balance. Can be about a love connection coming in, or it can be about creative flow of energy. So you might be, um, you know, um, putting something out there, creating something, tapping into your creative outlets and putting them out into the universe, basically. Um, so L might be important. L might be the name of someone who maybe teaches you this creative outlet or helps you with the creative outlet. It could be the romantic connection. It could be begin with L, or it could just be someone who helps with the harmony, who helps with the balance, who's positive in your life. Um, Preacher says right now I couldn't trust my family and people around me in that matter. Yeah. So when we get the close friends and family one, it doesn't have to be blood relatives, just the people who you really do feel you can trust right now. So I'm really sorry to read that there's a lot of people you can't trust, but could even be like a community you trust, like here. It could be like us, maybe we might support you a little bit in something. It's like if you are heading into something like doing your spiritual outlet, maybe people in the community can help. Maybe they can, if you need to practice readings, they can help you and things like that. So yeah, we can always look at communities we're involved with as well as friends and family. We can always look online as well as in person as well. So, but yeah, we get a positive omen for love and creativity, and then you also have some energy in that Saturn as well. So self-discipline, responsibility, and plain hard work are needed right now. You may face some kind of test, or need to make some area of your life more efficient. So what I really feel with this is you're kind of I feel like you're kind of in a um like a kind of self-sufficient energy, like self-employed or something like that. I think you're heading towards doing something, even if it's just on the side, that's just on your own, kind of your own little thing. When I say on your own, I mean not in a business, not underneath someone in like a work sense. Like it doesn't mean that you'll be on your own, but I mean in independence and maybe the financial kind of way, you know. So but yeah, so the that Saturn really resonates with the Mars, where it's saying like action is needed, action, do what you need to do, you know, kind of going for it and things like that. Um, really taking that action, but there could be hard work and there could be a test. So it's kind of like, I know you like the Akashic Tarot, so you might remember the ascent, where it's the man on top of the mountain, and it's kind of saying that there's still going to be struggles and challenges, but you are going to get to the top. You are manifesting, you are getting where you need to go. So don't be too disheartened when you push against the tide a little bit, okay? Now, um, there's a little bit of energy in the sun there. There's a little bit of energy in the sun, and maybe in a more in-depth reading, I would read that. So it's about making positive impact on, you making a positive impact on circumstances and people. So again, it's very much about you being in that power energy, being in that higher energy, in control energy as well. So you might have influence over other people, whether that's like online, like putting yourself out there online, or whether that's having influence in personal matters, individually, one on one with in person. It could be, but yeah. So that's what we're getting for the kind of present and near future. But you do have quite a bit of energy in the bottom for the distant future, so we'll have to see what we can see with that. I'm actually getting a full triangle that's fully, if you can see it there, it's a full triangle made of the herbs. It's got no gaps in it, so that's interesting to see. We'll look at what that means. Um, But let's see. So Pooja's saying right now, oh yeah, I read that one. But you say, yes, I'm very grateful for this community to be by my side during my ascension process, keep me grounded and help me to recognize the illusions. Yes, so that's really positive because um, it's positive because I'm glad and I'm grateful that you're here. Hug to Pooja, but also because it does resonate with what's going on. Tam, hello, welcome. If you would like a reading, you're very welcome to request one. We won't make it to you today, but you can be on the priority list for next time if you want. So just let me know. We have one more after this, and then we are going, but we can put people on priority for next time. We're going to keep doing tea leaf readings this month. I really need to drill it in my brain. So yes. For the distant future, I'm checking on the triangle symbol. But does anybody else see a symbol? I'm just wondering. Let's see. A letter Y. So Domini said Y. So we're getting an L more. The L seems to be more linked to the love or the creative energy. But with Domini seeing a Y, that could also be something else that's important. Remember, the letters can be names of people, but they can be names of locations or companies. Maybe it's a company that you're going to be really good to work for. Maybe it's a location you're going to go on holiday or live there. So yeah. So Domini's seeing a Y, but I know there's a meaning for triangles, and especially when they're fully. There we go. Yeah, so it's more a wedge because it's not equal, so it's a wedge and not a triangle, and because it's more like is it isosceles or equilateral? No, it's not equilateral. I don't know. Maths. So a wedge. A wedge is a triangle that's completely filled with tea leaves or coffee grounds, and just as an actual wedge is used to hold a door open or shut, a symbolic wedge is somehow keeping things stuck in your life. Someone could be working against you without your knowledge, or may even be interfering in your love life. A Jason symbol will reveal which area of your life is most affected and whether you can or should confront the issue right now or at a later date. So I'm going to go with, well, the triangle is on. the Saturn, but it's pointed more towards, let me see. Yeah, so it's pointed more towards kind of like Mercury, the horseshoe, the diamond. So Mercury's communication, conversations, travel, and knowledge, and the diamond and the horseshoe are like kind of about luck and things like that. Um, but yeah, so I'm wondering, I need to feel my intuition here. Do I want to go where the triangle's pointing, or do I want to go in the area that it's actually in? The area that it's in is, yeah, I feel more drawn to the area that's in self-discipline, responsibility, and plain hard work. So it's all about that test. So the wedge is kind of the Saturn that did come up about it might be it might be a test. You might really need to have hard work. That coming up, I feel like the wedge is linked to that. So it's symbolic wedge, somehow keeping things stuck in your life. Someone could be working against you or without your knowledge. So it actually resonates with the snake energy as well, unfortunately. So when we get the two negative symbols together, we do have to be mindful. Jamini, goodbye. It was really nice to see you. I'm glad you got a reading, and I hope to see you on stream soon. Very nice to see you. So yes, with the two negative symbols together, I do feel like you are being told this is someone working against you that you can't trust right now. I feel like you already resonate with that, and you do know that. But it's really being pushed to you. So you need to either, if you can cut that off and go on your way and be unstuck, that might help. But if it's, like you're saying, it's family or people that are really close in the circle, you might not be able to totally cut them off. But what you can do is know who to keep at arm's length, keep your protections up, keep your guard up, and still go and do what you're going to do. Don't remain stuck because of these people. Don't listen to them. Just go and do what you want to do. Go for your dreams, your goals, and desires, because it really is pointing to you being stuck. And it's not entirely your fault. It does seem like there's people kind of plotting against you or wishing against you in some way, which is unfortunate. But we do need to move past that stuck energy. We need to, move that wedge from the door and just open the door fully and move through it. So that was Pooja. So I hope you did enjoy that reading. So I'm just putting Tam on the priority list for members, because Tam is still a member, I believe, yes. So that's Pooja. So now we have Guided by Universe. So yes, I'm just trying to get through, at least it's 5, at least we've got 5 and not only 4 this time. So next time our priorities are Rain, Kieran, Kida, and Tam in terms of members. I'll redo the list for next time. But yes, so Guided by Universe, you are last but certainly not least. So let's do that. Okay, so we'll just release Pooja's energy first. And we'll see when we can next do a tea leaf reading as well, if anyone is still here that's further down on the list. We will see when we can next do a tea leaf reading. Hopefully I can maybe get one. Every time I come on stream, I totally forget my schedule for some reason. But hopefully we can maybe get one on tomorrow. So and I'm going to keep doing a mixture of early and late ones to resonate with the different members in the community. So don't worry. If you're worried about your time zone, don't worry. So yes, we need our vervain. We're going to cleanse the beautiful energies of Pooja and focus on the beautiful energies of Guided by Universe. So there's our 3 drops of vervain, and we will. Yeah, I really hope to see you soon, Tom. You should get one next time because there's only 4 priority members for next time. So 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And that is for Guided by Universe. Cleanse, fresh slate for you. So let's get your tablespoon. You're going to say teaspoon because it's tea. we're using tablespoons for a little bit of extra herbs in there to smell very nice. I do like lemon and ginger, just really prefer Earl Grey. It's not just lemon and ginger, it has some natural tea in it as well, like actual tea. So yes. But unfortunately, Guided by Universe is not with me right now. Otherwise, I would offer you some tea. So we're just going to stir in the energies of Guided by Universe. And as always, if you have any specific questions or themes that you want the reading to focus on, you can say them in your mind, you can say them out loud, you can post them in the chat if you wish. But like I said, it can be very broad. It depends where the leaves land. It won't always tell us about the love life, if that's what you want. But we'll see. And putting the energy out there might help. So yeah, just whatever you wish. General readings are fine. Pooja, thank you, Venus, for the reading. I will hear that again. I was a little busy with family. Sorry for that, but that helps. That's fine. Go back, replay it. If I remember, I might even find a timestamp for you. If I can do that on a mobile stream, I think I can. So try and find a timestamp for you. Let's see. So Tam says that's so cool. I've never had a tea leaf reading. Yeah, very new to me. It's very new. That's why we're going to really focus on it this month, so I can really get my practice in, because it is very new to me. I'm resonating with it a lot. I'm feeling connected to it right now. But yeah, I'm still really trying to. I'll feel like, oh, I have a lot of the symbols in my mind. I know what they mean. And it comes up on stream and I'm like, it's left my brain. So still referring to the book at the moment, trying to release it. So let's pour out Guided by Universe water. Try and keep some herbs in for the reading. And we'll see how we go. Okay, so here we are. Guided by Universe. So this is a little bit scattered. It's a little bit all over the place. Now I think Damini, excuse me, I'm sorry. I think Damini resonated that was kind of like how her mind is, but it doesn't always mean that. It's every reading is going to be different for different people. If the leaves are very scattered and all over the place, it might simply mean that there's a lot of things going on, a lot of possibilities, lots of opportunities. It's not necessarily a negative thing to be completely scattered. It can be positive, so it depends how we're looking at it and what we're feeling. And not that being like a little bit scatterbrained is super negative or anything, but sometimes we don't want that. Sometimes we want to be very on the ball. So let's turn it over. I want to make sure it's completely drained. So we are spinning 3 times again, clockwise. 1, 2, and 3. There we are. So I'll just wait for a moment. Just want to really focus. Guided by Universe's energy is fully in here, and it's fully drained to how we need to read it. So yes, I'm feeling it. So there we are, and we begin. I'll hold it up for you guys first. So whoever is still with us, if you do see any signs, symbols, animals, shapes, anything, absolutely anything, feel free to shout it out, and I will look it up for Guided by Universe. We can all help with her reading. We can all help. So there we are. If you see anything, please let me know. But I will begin with the outer rim, like I said, the present and kind of pretty near future. So there's a lot going on here. We have the bell, we have the ace of spades, we have the horseshoe, we have a little bit on the star, the cross, and maybe a little bit on the envelope. I don't know if I read that, there's not too much on there. But we definitely look at the bell, the ace of spades, the horseshoe, the star, and the cross. So the bell was good news coming to you soon, I'm sure. I'm going to double check everything I'm saying, but like I said, I'm trying to get it in my head and out of the book. So some happy news, yes, happy news coming soon. Sometimes this means you're making a positive change in your life. So happy news coming soon, positive change in your life. So we're starting off strong. We're starting off quite good. So we move to the Ace of Spades though, which is legal matters, official documents, large companies, and serious commitments. So again, it's like if there's no legal trouble going on, or you're not making any large purchases like a new house, a new car, anything like that, it could be commitments in terms of committing to a new job, committing to a relationship, committing to something like a life path change. Just really anything you're really committing to doesn't necessarily have to come with a document, but can be an omen of the legal documents coming. Um, any actions and agreements that are made now could have a lasting or faithful effect on your future. So you need to be thoughtful and very mindful and cautious about any big changes you're making. So, like I said, if you're buying a new car, a new house, moving location, going on holiday, starting a brand new project, a brand new relationship, it's not the sign isn't necessarily saying you're making the wrong decision, but it's just saying to be very mindful, be very careful, make sure you are just make sure you're tapping into your intuition and knowing that it's the right choice to make, basically. So that's all. It's just a caution with the Ace of Spades. And then we do have the horseshoe. So we know this is luck, but I'll just see if there's any further message with it. It's luck though, so that's very good. Where are we? Can't turn the page. Horseshoe. Fortunate coincidences. So it's kind of about those aligning synchronicities, We don't say coincidences, we say synchronicities. Lucky breaks, so getting a lucky break. Meaningful surprises. So it could be a lucky break, could be some synchronicities lining up very positively. You could be having meaningful surprises coming up. So keep an open mind about the things that are coming onto your path, about things that are happening. Keep an open mind about that, because even if the lucky break, it might seem daunting, or it might seem like, oh, should I take this opportunity at first? But it's going to be positive, so keep an open mind for that. So we're pretty positive. We're getting a little bit of a, be careful, but we are pretty positive. So as we move around, the other ones that really stand out are the star and the cross. We really want to look at the star and the cross. If you can see, there's a lot of energy in the star and cross. So there's a little bit of energy in envelope. We might say that message is coming, but the star and the cross particularly are the ones I'm really drawn to here. The star is success in your projects, recognition and praise are all indicated. So getting recognized for the positive things that you do, whether that's the person that you are or the skills that you have, things you're putting out there, getting that recognition, praise, anything like that so it's a positive sign. The sun, it's kind of like the star, sorry. It's kind of like you are the star, that's the way you think of it when you see the star. It's like it's you being in the spotlight a little bit for a change, you having some recognition or praise or compliment, things like that. So it's very nice. But then we move to the cross, which is a warning against overdoing it, taking on more than you can handle, or making impulsive mistakes by rushing things. Okay, so don't take on more than you can handle. Maybe right now you're going at a nice pace, the pace you're going at is fine. Don't worry. Don't be trying to reach too high too soon. Understand that things are a process. Your upward trajectory is coming, but it might be slow, and that's okay. It's okay to be slow and steady. Being slow and steady is fine. And also being slow and steady is kind of better, because people who reach the top very quickly tend to burn out, tend to then come to failure. You know, they have issues when they've gotten there too quickly because they haven't taken time to themselves, they haven't taken breaks, they haven't been kind to themselves, they haven't done self-care. So it's all about that nice slow and steady trajectory where you get there in your own time, you know. You're fashionably late, which is a good thing. Um, so don't make impulsive decisions, don't rush things. That's all it's saying. Slow down and let go a little bit. So it is a warning, but again, the warnings you're getting, they're not too much of an issue. They're just kind of, you know, as long as you take them in your stride, as long as you're listening to them, you're going to be fine. I don't see it as negative. I just see it as take heed of what it's saying, you know? So that seems pretty positive, actually. It's just a bit, you can even see it as guidance more than a warning if you really take it slow and steady. But yeah, so then we go into the center, and there's a lot of signs that are having energy in them, okay? So the ones that are really standing out, the moon, the Mercury, the Jupiter, and the Saturn. So if we've got it right, moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. So let's look at those. And again, guys, any signs and symbols that you're seeing, feel very welcome to point them out. So Kieran, hello and welcome back. So Kieran, you are priority for the next stream. Our priority is Rain, you, Kira, and Tam. So we have 4 members priority for the next one. It will probably be at a similar time to this, but I'll make sure you're checking the posts section of my channel, because that's where I post updates on mobile streams that are coming. So when I do have a time slot for the next tea leaf reading, I will post it on the posts section. And Rain, Kieran, Kida, and Tam are all on the next one if you come in. So do bear that in mind. If a certain time works better for you, let me know. If this time was good, let me know. But yeah, we're coming up to 2 hours now. We've done 5 readings, so it looks like we're getting about 5. I'll try to aim for 6 on the next one. But yeah, there's going to be loads of tea leaf readings this month, so everyone will get a reading. But yeah, so let me look at the signs. So what did I say? Moon. So your innermost feelings and most intimate relationships will be important. Pay attention to your dreams and intuitive inspirations. So your intimate relationships will be important. That's any romantic connection, and then of course any romantic connection, which is what am I saying? Oh, intimate relationships and close friends and family as well. Sorry. Oh my gosh, my brain. Right. And then we had the Mercury, communication, conversations, travel, and knowledge. So a socially lively phase, tapping into your social energies a little bit more, maybe your throat chakra, some communications and self-expression coming up in this chapter, which is, remember, this is more near future. It's not right now, but it's not too far away. So you might find the social energy coming up. You might find that you feel a bit more lively, a bit more vibrant, a bit more like you want to connect with people, a bit more confident maybe. But yeah, knowledge, so you might be learning new things, be open to that. Social energies, so yeah, like we just spoke about, and travel. So if you do feel drawn to travel, even if it's just planning it and you're not doing it right now, you might want to have a little plan and think about where you want to go. At least when the travel energy comes up, we can at least think and make a plan, you know. Me and my man, we have travel energies all the time. We have a lot of wanderlust, but we're planning for Japan and Taiwan next year. So even though we're really feeling that travel, we're like, let's plan, let's be careful, let's save, you know, all of those things. So yes, you have that in your Mercury, then Jupiter. So you have luck, expansion, and heartwarming encounters brightening your life. So those people in the moon who you're keeping very close to you, they're going to help you out. They're going to be a comfort. They're going to really resonate, be very comfortable with you. Look at expansion. So anything you're working on, like I said, it's a slow and steady upward trajectory. You're seeing the expansion, even if it's slow, you are seeing it. So that's really great. And you're having affirmation on that with your Jupiter as well. So long distance friendships. So that could be maybe your friends who you've moved away from, or they've moved away from you, or just as apart in some way. But it could even be like people in communities that you're in, your online communities, long distance friendships with people you're really making connections with. That's really positive as well. And again, trips to broaden your horizon, trips for your inspiration and things like that. So you're getting trips and travel in your Mercury and your Jupiter, so you might be really drawn to it. But like I said, it could just be planning, but do be serious about it at least. Um, and then your last one that I'm really drawn to is it's Saturn, isn't it? I'm just making sure because it's totally covered, if you can see. It's totally covered by the leaves there, but I do believe it's the Saturn one. So Saturn, self-discipline, responsibility, and plain hard work are needed. So you got a similar one to Puja. You may face some kind of test, or need to make some area of your life more efficient. So it's all about what can be released to make my life more minimal, more efficient, more productive. What can be released, or even what can be brought in, like I was saying with to Puja as well, or whoever else. Someone else got this, and I was talking about how like it would just be as simple as I'm hiring a cleaner once a week to clean my house because I don't have the time. I'm focusing too much on my projects. Something simple like that. Something making your style. It could be like I did a little brief course on Microsoft Excel to organize things better in my business or my whatever it might be. And now it feels more efficient. It feels quicker. So it can be simple things like that, but making it more efficient. But self-responsibility and discipline are very important. So this does often link to those personal projects that we take on, not in a company and a job like under someone. Personal projects like you have YouTube going on a little bit. So oh gosh, I hope you can hear enough. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, I didn't look at the chat for a little while there. Can you hear me now? Well, I'm really glad that you're. Can you hear me now though? Is it okay now? Or I'm glad that a lot of things resonated with you. It seems like the most. So to summarize it, if you have me for a moment, you can hear me. And to summarize it, we have we're really pointing to that slow and steady upward trajectory. Really pointing to that it might be a bit of a test, but you can do it, making things more efficient, and those close relationships. So okay, if I'm breaking up, I will finish there. I don't know if anybody said any signs or symbols anyway, and that was the last symbol. So we didn't get to the distant future, unfortunately, but I'll jump off. I'll check it because it might be. It's not showing me buffering, so I don't know if it's. I don't. It must be me, but it doesn't look like it's me. So I'll jump off and I'll check it. But yeah, if I see anything specific in future, I'll send you a message about that. So I'm really sorry if it's my network, guys. I'm so sorry about that. But love, light, and blessings. There will be another tea leaf reading very soon. Thank you for your patience. If you have been in any of the previous streams, you are on priority for the next stream. So love, light, and blessings. I really hope to talk to you soon.